The second factor was that the company that I was working for had been working for them for about 6 years or so, that it was really starting to get old. You know how it is when you've worked for a company and there comes the moment when you think, I've seen it, I've done it, it gets boring, it's repetitive, I need something new, I need something different. And those two in combination really made me make the decision to jump into the pool head first and try to swim. And I have to tell you, if I had waited for 2, maybe 3 months, I wouldn't have done it anymore, because that was before the economy took this very strange turn to the left. So I didn't see that coming. And if I had waited for 2 to 3 months, then I would have known that it is here. And I would have probably been too fearful to make that decision and become self-employed.
Well, we're glad you did make that decision.
Yeah.
It's a good one.
Okay, so who would you say is your primary target market, or another way of saying it is, who are you trying to reach with your content?
Well, as you've probably guessed by now, my real big market are project managers, but there are 3 sub-markets in that category. First of all, there are the project managers from around the world who just want to learn new information, get new information about project management and stay on top of their own education and business. And for those, I have my free podcast. Anyone can listen to that one. The second market, that's of course those project managers who decide, okay, I want to take that PMP certificate. I want to do this on my own. And because I listened to Cornelius's podcast, I trust him, and I'm going to try this product from him. So that's market number 2. And then once you are certified, once you have passed that exam, this is not something that you keep for life. You have to recertify every 3 years. And in order to do that, you have to gain what's known as professional development units. You have to have 60 of those. And pretty much, 1 hour in a classroom gives you one of those units. So within 3 years, you have to take 60 hours of training. That's very simply put. And here, the free podcast gives you about 15 of those. And I also have a couple of products that I'm focusing on these project managers out there who are certified and who want to keep their certificate alive. Right. So that's my primary market at the moment. However, there is something in the horizon that I'm kind of working on and I'm thinking of doing, because I am planning to take another exam within the next 12 months. It has nothing to do with project management. And of course, the first thing that I was thinking is when I realized, I'm going to take this new exam, how can I turn this into a part of my business and create some training for it? You
nice.
You immediately start to think differently. If there's something that you enjoy, if there's something that you're doing, you immediately start thinking, okay, is there a way of turning this into an information type product that I could create once and sell many, many times?
Yeah, it's really hard to turn that off once it gets started.
Awesome. So you said you had been doing project management for a long time, and that you'd never really thought of being an entrepreneur, but then, these opportunities kind of presented themselves while you're listening to podcasts, realizing there's nothing out there. You kind of saw a hole or a need that you could fulfill. A lot of times people have a hard time, though. So the niche kind of obviously presented itself to you, but still a lot of times people have a hard time making that decision of saying, other people would be willing to listen to what I have to say about topic X, or in your case, project management. Was there a phase of wondering, it's like, okay, I don't see any podcasts out there about project management, but why would people want to listen to me? Or did you have any of those hiccups when it came to, the process of choosing your niche? What can you tell us about what that was like for you to choose a niche and say, I'm going to go ahead and say, yes, I am somebody who has something to say about this?
As you said, it was a de facto decision, right? I was living and breathing project management. I still kind of am. So it was the obvious choice for me. There wasn't really a hiccup or any doubt that people would be wanting to listen to me doing well. Actually, that sounds very bad. No, there was. At the beginning, I had absolutely no statistics. I put this out on a free server that didn't give any statistics whatsoever. And I was always wondering, I have no idea how many people are listening to me. Is this valuable for people? Do people want this kind of information from me? And at some point, I switched over to Libsyn. And from day one on Libsyn, I had these statistics. And I was floored when I put out a new episode. And after 48 hours, 1,000 people had downloaded it. I'm
Nice.
like, wow, this is incredible. And that was only after about episode 7 or 8.
Yeah,
And
you're thinking that the 5 guys in project management might
Yes.
listen to it, and there's 1,000 people.
yeah. So that was totally unexpected, right? I knew I had valuable information. I knew I had valuable content to share with people, but I really didn't know whether or not people wanted to listen to it. And nowadays, of course, when I'm thinking about a new niche, like I said, I'm thinking of things that I like to do, or I'm looking at things that I have to do anyway. And like I said, in the next 12 months, I'm trying to take this new exam. So my focus really is going to be on whatever I do in preparation for this exam. I'm going to think about, how would I teach this? What kind of tools would help me as a student? When I talk to my fellow students here in this class, what do I hear from them? What kind of tools would they like? And I've already started working on this. Just before we started the interview, I got an email back from one of my VAs whom I had sent some information about this new exam. And I said, here is a PDF document about this exam. Please turn this into X. And he has created a new tool for me that's going to be part of the suite of the information product that I'm going to sell focused on that particular tool. So every time I come up with an idea, I turn around instantly and send it off to a VA, give them the instructions and say, here is all the information that you need. This is the output that I would like to see. Please gather, put it together and send it back to me. And then, of course, it's up to me to take what they return to me, review it, enhance it, make it better and improve it, right? And about 10 days ago or so, my wife and we actually went on a strategic retreat close to where you are, Sterling, up in Julian. Don't know if you've ever been up there. It's up in the mountains.
I haven't.
Really nice hiking area. Yeah, you got to go. They're very famous for their apples. Great apple pies too. And what we did is we were up there for about 4 days, and I think 2 or 3 out of these days we spent just talking about, the current business, what's going on, what are we doing, how are we compared to other people who do free podcasts in the project management space, because now there are others who have jumped on up on this bandwagon. We discussed future business ideas, and we also dismissed future business ideas simply because we realized it's not going to work for us. We had this idea that we may want to go into the antiques market, but we realized that our passion for the antiques market really isn't there, and we also don't know enough yet about it. With some basic know-how, you can't really build a business. And last but not least, antiques means there is a lot of physical storage that may be needed if you really want to, buy and sell antiques. And that was the original idea. So we decided we really didn't want to get into a business where you had to do and store items physically and ship items physically. And I know, Sterling, you've learned that lesson.
Oh,
right?
yeah, definitely. Like not having to send things now. I love, the digital aspect of things.